No, it's not like it used to be.
In fact, the farm run from this house had already shown that one of the most cherished ideals of those gentlemen from England could work. That ideal was to recreate in New Zealand English country estates and a complete cross-section of English society. Edward Gibbon Wakefield was the ideas man behind the scheme. Although Wakefield was no stranger to skullduggery or even to scandal, his proposal was straightforward enough. In England, the poor were unemployed and hungry. A new life in the colonies promised welcome relief. For their part, the rich were becoming alarmed at the discontent of the poor. They were also looking for investments for their capital and adventure for their sons. What he called systematic colonization was Wakefield's solution. He lent respectability to his scheme by promoting the venture as a Church of England settlement. With the support of an impressive slice of England's aristocracy, the Canterbury Association was formed. Gravesend, September 1850. Hopes were high as the first 4 ships prepared to sail. Festivities continued even after the ships were under sail. Journey's end for one of the farthest migrations in human history came 3 months later at Godley Head and Littleton. The ever-dutiful surveyor, Captain Thomas, had supervised the construction of a jetty and prepared barracks for the settlers' first nights in New Zealand. The less fortunate of the new arrivals camped outside in tents before setting out for Christchurch, which lay beyond the Port Hills. By then, December 1850, man's first landmarks on the plains were clearly visible. The road from Sumner through Christchurch followed the track that had led to the Dean's farm at Riccarton. The layout of modern Christchurch still pays tribute to that track. In a city where everything runs at right angles, it's still the only diagonal allowed. The Dean's brothers had helped to set Christchurch off in the right direction. Whatever kind of society the future had in store, the settlers were sure of their church. The bell that rings today at St. Michael's and All Angels in Christchurch actually came with the settlers in one of the first 4 ships. They'd brought it expecting to find a church or even a steeple, but of course there wasn't one. Instead, they hung the bell from a tripod and rang it every hour. Those chimes were one of the few reminders of home. Carrots out-carroted carrots. That's what Edward Gibbon Wakefield said when he visited the settlement in 1853, quite briefly. By then, 2 years after they'd landed, the colonists were growing practically all their own food from their small country allotments. But already there were indications enough that the future of Canterbury lay in a totally different direction, one that Wakefield himself had always discounted.